Hi, I'm Stephan Smith of Artsmith Craftworks. Today I'm going to show you a few of the pieces and parts that I typically will start with when I start trying to figure out the different elements of my steampunk airships. When you look at my airships, often you see a lot of variety in how they're put together and how they're built, and that's largely because the pieces that I use to put those together actually start as a myriad of random scrap pieces. I've talked about this before. I collect mundane things that people would throw away ordinarily, and I repurpose those into my airships, and they start as garbage, things that you would have thrown away. And as a prime example, I have a tub here full of stuff that's already kind of prepared for painting in the method that I use. But I want to show you some of these pieces and parts so that you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about when I say that I find scrap objects to put together. A lot of it winds up being old toys too. I actually look at garage sales and hate to say it, in dumpsters and everything to find old toys, particularly old boys' toys, because they wind up looking more like steampunkable things when you are trying to repurpose them. So I've got, for example, a wheel off of some little push car or something that kids would play with when they're little. And of course, if you look at the edges of it, it kind of even looks sort of gear-like, and so that can be a lot of different things. It can be the hub on a propeller, it could actually be a wheel, it could be the stand for something. There's a lot of things that could become. The lid off of a bottle of single-serving milk from a convenience store. Very unique looking piece, the very interesting fluted edges, winds up looking very turbine-like, very mechanical. Could be used again for the centerpiece of a propeller or a base of something, but it looks very interesting. You'd have thrown that away, I know you would have. Everybody would have. Again, more pieces from kids' toys that could wind up being the stand for something, the base for a steering wheel on an airship gondola, that kind of thing. Some Hot Wheels piece, something or another, a piece of scaffolding. This is gold. I mean, look at that. It looks already like scaffolding that you might mount an engine pod to, have standing on the deck of something as a support, as a pillar, anything. Use your imagination. I do. There's all kinds of things that you could build using that. Pieces that are virtually unrecognizable as part of a toy, but that's what it was. And then if it's unrecognizable as a piece, then all the better for me to try to build that into something else, right? I have even something as crazy as a lotion container from a hotel, you know, the complimentary lotions and soaps and stuff that they leave you in your bathroom. Well, this was a hand lotion bottle, and you can see it's got a very unique little profile, but it's square in this dimension. I mean, that could become just anything, a fin, some kind of a, I don't know, I mean, a lot of times I wait for inspiration to strike when I have a particular need for something, and I go fishing around to find what it is I actually could use. A ladder, hello, self-explanatory, that can be used as anything. These are legs off some little bug character, but they make great mountings for something on the side of an airship. I used one of these on the last airship that I did that was actually the mount then for a radar dish. Wonderful. You paint that up and it looks like it was meant for that purpose. It's crazy. Again, all kinds of little tubes and bends and pipes that can be exhaust ports or venting of some kind. The possibilities are mind-boggling for me, anyway. Caps from old suture, hypodermics. My brother is in the medical field, and so he finds, you know, all these pieces and parts that were coverings for whatever surgical piece, and he brings those to me to use in my artwork. Caps off of cologne bottles. I mean, look at the profile on those. You have to look at things for what they could be, not what they have been. and they can become anything you'd like them to be. These are the things that really, get me pumped up. These are the things that I really enjoy doing. It's the artistic process, only instead of using raw materials that you would buy in a store, I'm using raw materials that were something else and are going to become something different when I get my hands on them. So, I'm Stephan Smith of Artsmith Craftworks. I already have people saving me all kinds of pieces of junk, so I shudder to think what would happen if I said, save me your junk, because my wife already wants me to clean my basement out. I build stuff out of repurposed materials, and it turns into cool stuff. So look at your junk in a different way.